Hello, my name is Lafras and I am an amateur astrophotographer. In this short introduction to astrophotography video, I will show you how to get started, what equipment you will need, some tips when taking photos and how to do a bit of processing afterwards. Astrophotography can become complex really fast, but I will try my best to keep it as simple as possible. So without wasting any more time, let's get started. To begin, you will need a good and steady mount. That is probably the most important piece of equipment because we are going to take long exposure photos, so we will need to keep the camera very still. Also recommended is to get a shutter cable because we need to keep the camera still when pressing the shutter to take the photo. You can also set the camera to delay the shutter for 10 seconds if you don't have a shutter cable. When taking photos, always make sure your camera is in manual mode and that your lens is also set to manual. At night the camera will struggle if everything is set to auto, so we set everything to manual. The next bit is very important. If you set your lens to, for example, 50mm, you will first have to calculate your exposure time by using the 500 rule. Divide 50 into 500, which will give you a maximum exposure time of 10 seconds. The 500 rule helps you to avoid getting star trails in your photos. Because the Earth rotates, everything in the sky moves, so we can't keep the shutter open for too long. By using the live view on your camera, you can focus on a bright star. Set the focus until the star is nicely in focus, and then you can start taking photos. Experiment with the ISO settings. If your photos are too bright, go down to a lower ISO or even reduce your exposure time. Now that you have taken some photos, you are ready to edit them on your PC. There are various free photo editing programs, but the one I like to use is Photoscape. Just Google download Photoscape and it is completely free to use and very simple. As you can see, you have many options and settings. You can apply to your photo by changing the contrast, brightness, saturation and so on. Play with the settings and see what everyone does. And when you are finally satisfied with your photo, you can save it and share them with your friends and family.